Hey guys, I'm having some trouble getting the streaming going here, but I'll give guys a second to hop on again. Really sorry, technical difficulties. It just started raining, so when the weather comes, the signal drops. So, as I was saying, for the guys who missed it, basically I put the body back on the frame, pretty low, hot rod style, just to keep it out of the way. I put all the body panels I got from Tom's Bronco Parts, which you guys never saw actually, because when I did the unboxing, I never showed you the body panels. So I've got a bed, really nice packaging in the bed. I've got the where the seats go in the front. I've got all new floor supports, new tunnel, and then in these boxes is other parts of the floor basically. And then I've got the cab corners, the supports in the back, and in here somewhere are the three-piece rocker panels that weld on in one piece. Anyway, that's not why I started the live stream. I just want to show you guys because I never got a chance to show it. So I've got my front axle over there, and I need to tear that apart. But tonight I took on the rear axle, which if you guys have never done, it's actually not. It's not complicated. Most axles are just nuts and bolts. They're pretty simple because they have to take so much brute force. So you get it. Hold on, I'm gonna switch my camera angles. You get into the drum. To answer your question, GSR, I'm doing a restoration, but I'm using a modern Ford drivetrain with overdrive, so it's gonna have a pretty stock stance, but with EFI and modern conveniences. So I took apart the Ford 9-inch. This is a bit different from the Dana 44. In the Dana 44, there's a race that's in here, and with the Ford 9-inch, it's part of the bearing. It's like a bearing race combo with an inner seal. Okay, so you just take apart the bolts, and then, no problem. Take apart the bolts, pull it out. Oh! Sorry guys, amateur hour here. That would be my Harbor Freight compressor. I've got a leak somewhere in the lines, so it kicks on. So once you pull the axles out, okay, that's what holds the differential in, along with the bolts, obviously. Then you gonna need a new axle now. Wow, this is just a ridiculous show. Sorry, my normal shows, if you're new to the channel, are quite well done, I think, but today's show is a bit of a shit show. So once you take it out, because it's a Ford 9-inch, it's a 10-inch drums. The third member drops out. Now a lot of these had posi, and I believe that's posi. And I didn't know what my gear ratio was, so I count these teeth. There's 35 of those, and I divide them by the teeth on the pinion. There's 10 of those, so that means I have a 3.5 to 1 ratio in the back, which is kind of a highway ratio. And since I have overdrive, I think I'm going to go to a lower gear, like in the high 3s or low 4s. And I definitely need to re-gear because look at that. From it sitting here, look at this. That's rust. I don't know about this. I was going to do this work myself, but I'm thinking about outsourcing it because looking at this thing and the tools I'll need, I don't know. I'm going to figure it out. But the other thing I need to do, I think I mentioned this to you guys. Let me not drop the axle off the jack stands this time. This is very common on Ford 9-inch rear ends. Is this right here where the factory brought the seam around on the weld? There's a pinhole. Frank had it. If you look at my subscriber ride, Frank, I have it where it just leaks and you can see the bloom. Once you get it, you can't see this unless you basically get it sandblasted, and then you'll see the bloom. Sorry guys, I just gotta not drop it again. You'll see this bloom up here, and that means this needs to be welded. And you don't want to just throw a welder on there because you want to heat treat it. You want to get it nice and hot before you weld on it. Sorry, I'm just covered in gear oil here. Otherwise, you'll get porosity in your weld and you won't fix the problem. I'm like Don Knotts in my garage tonight. I'm really sorry. But the other thing I'm going to do now that I've got it torn apart is when I put it back together, I'm going to do the 4-wheel disc conversion. So to answer your question, GSR, if you're still on, the 4-wheel disc conversion from Tom's Bronco Parts comes with obviously the 4 disc brakes, calipers, thicker backing plate for the rear, and then the parking brake cables for the rear, as well as the power brake booster, master cylinder, and proportioning valve to convert to a 4-wheel disc. I'm not going big tires on this Bronco, because I have the Scout, and that's sort of my off-road rig. But I just thought it would be so nice to have 4-wheel disc, just in case maybe I'll finish it, I'll see it, and I'll think, you know what, I want this thing lifted. I'm going to gear it and build it so that I can still lift it and get, a nice size ride out of it. It's never going to have 37s on it, I don't think, but I'm building it so that I can go from the stock up to a 33 with no problem, basically. So that's my live update. Just debating whether or not to go ahead and get into the front axle tonight. I might take the radius arms off at least, and then I'm, I don't know, guys. I'm just working. I'm trying to get it apart. This actually went a lot faster than I thought, so I'm surprised. That's why I started the live update. Ever thought about the diesel? GSR, I saw a 4BT at the Bronco Show and Shine. Sorry, I've got gear oil on this hand, so I'm doing this one-handed. But if you check out my earlier episodes, I bought a 97 Ford Bronco that had a bad tranny. Sorry, I'm going to grab my my paper towels here. Oh, my goodness. That had a bad tranny, and I ripped out the Ford 302 out of the Explorer and the overdrive transmission. So I've got the 302 in the overdrive, and then I'm going to walk you over. Sorry, guys, I know it's not a professional video. This is the live world. And then I've got the adapter kit underneath my Home Depot receipts here. That adapter will adapt it to the Dana 20. So if you're new to the channel, GSR, please go look at my earlier videos, because I hate to have this be my first impression, honestly. Like, I have, I think, well-made videos that explain everything and all that. So that's it for my live update. If there's any questions, let me know, and I'll keep working, guys. You got to get the project done, See you later.